Good morning. My name is Jeff Schindel. I'm the assistant professor of communication here. And on all of my syllabi, I have listed Proverbs 27:17, which reads, "Iron sharpens iron, so one man or woman sharpens another." Now, it's been my experience that God has demonstrated his faithfulness toward us in a way through others. So I have good brothers and sisters in Christ who have encouraged me, admonished me, got me to do things that I really didn't want to do, good things, helpful things. So, there I was, back February 2021. I was in recovery from a neck issue. I was walking around like this. I was in a lot of pain. The only place I could find comfort is in my recliner. There I was, legs up, peace. I ate there, slept there, zoomed there, right, for 2 months. Well, that did something very odd in my body that I was not aware of, being in that sedentary condition. So, that Sunday, that first Sunday, I had been in physical therapy and I was making some improvements and was able to move around. I was setting up the tables in our garage for our lunch after church. We have some Geneva students that go to First Baptist Church and they come over to our place for lunch. So I had to get the table set up. Well, I was setting the tables up. First table I set up, I'm out of breath. Like, I can't breathe. I got the chair, I sat down, got my breath back, put another table up. Whew! I couldn't breathe. Got a chair, sat down. I'm like, something strange. Something that should have taken me 15 minutes to do took me almost an hour. So I told Mrs. Schindel, Mrs. Schindel, I can't breathe. Oh, you got to go to the emergency room. Not happening. I do not like the emergency room. They don't do too much for me. That's been my experience, right? She goes, well, then I'm going to call the cardiologist tomorrow and see if we can get you in. Do you have chest pains? No, don't have chest pains. Next morning, 8 o'clock, when the office opened, Mrs. Schindel calls. I was in with the cardiologist at 1:30. Went in the cardiologist, out of breath, right? But it's sitting in the waiting room, waiting for the doctor to come in. I got my breath back. He checked me out, goes, your pulse is a little high. We'll run some tests. Off I went. That night, I had my physical therapy. I have a great physical therapist. His name's Sean, good Christian man. I walk in that night. Sean says, Jeff, how you doing? I'm like, Sean, I can't breathe. I'm having a tough time. Let me take your pulse. Ooh, it's a little high. Oh, would you be willing to go to the emergency room? Sure, I said. He goes, well, let me check one thing out. Hop on this bike. Right? He goes, don't exert yourself. Just pedal a little bit. Took my pulse. That was like 10 seconds. Oh, he goes, Jeff, that's really up. He goes, would you be willing to go to the emergency room? Now, it's twice he asked me. I'm like, sure, I'll go. He goes, you want me to drive you to the emergency room? Like, what does he know that I don't know? I'm like, no, I'm good. Like, if I had a medical emergency, I drove here. If I had a medical emergency, I know to pull the truck over, put the flashers on, call 911, and wait for help. I kind of like to put him at ease. Because he's a good Christian man who's looking out for me. Okay, well, I'm going to call ahead to the emergency room. Now, I'm starting to get worried here. What's he know that I don't know? Get to the emergency room. Of course, got checked in, put me on the monitors. I'm watching the monitor. My resting heart rate, 145. Resting, right? I was making the machine go off on the blood pressure, 180. Beep, 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 beep. It's like, wow. Doctor comes in, runs all these tests. He goes, well, I'm here to tell you, you have a bilateral pulmonary embolism. That's my response. Had no idea what he was talking about, right? And he could tell that on my face. So he said, what that is, he goes, you've passed a blood clot. Wonder where that came from, sedentary life. You passed a blood clot that's in both of your lungs and your heart is bam, 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 working, trying to keep you alive. Because why did you come to the emergency room? He made me do it. Sean, he told me to come. He goes, I need to tell you something. He saved your life because you probably would have been dead within 24 hours. Wow. Right? God is faithful, and he demonstrates that by working through others, working through you To God be the glory.